right, ladies, your lanes come on, your arrows come up. You are ready for competition. Good luck and good bowling. Bowling fans, let's give them a big Senior Queens send-up.
Good afternoon and welcome back to Bowl TV for the opening rounds of match play at the 2016 USBC Senior Queens at the Orleans Bowling Center in Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm Aaron Smith alongside Emil Williams Jr. and we will have back-to-back winners rounds to kick things off here. We're back on the fresh, the 40-foot pattern used all week. That next round will be the burn. And the format here, 3-game matches with total pinfall determining who advances to the next round and who heads off to the elimination bracket. We have two of the top 3 overall qualifiers on our feature pairs to start here behind lanes 17 through 20 at the Orleans. On 17 and 18, we have the 2-time defending champion, United States Bowling Congress Hall of Famer, PWBA Hall of Famer, Robin Romeo from Newhall, California. She qualified as second at 3,300 for her 15-game total. That's exactly a 220 average. She was 6 pins behind our qualifying leader, Tish Johnson of Colorado Springs, Colorado, also member of the USBC and PWBA Hall of Fames. Tish actually one pair to our left on 15 and 16, taking on the number 32 seed, Melanie McAllister. Robin Romeo is taking on the 31 seed, Shelly Nell from Silverdale, Washington. Shelly was around the number this entire last block and was able to hold on, get to that 31st spot for some bonus bowling. Over on 19 and 20, we have the number 3 seed, Barbara Batt from Jacksonville, Florida, taking on Australia's Robin Flynn, who qualified 30th with 28.68. As we mentioned, Melanie McAllister to the 32 seed, 28.35, a 189 average to advance for bonus bowling. And that's just a rough break there for Robin early on here. It sweeps away the 7, but So they'll have to get that taken care of. If you want to get a look at the Senior Queens bracket, feel free to scroll down into the description area below the video, below the title as well. Actually, that may not be updated yet. Let me check. Ah, yes it is. I lied. So, update, you may have to clear your history or at least refresh to see. But you can see all the matchups there, and once again, the qualifying round 3 will also tell you where everyone finished up in the standings and give you an idea of who they're facing off against. These competitors already have seen this fresh 40-foot pattern a few times, so should be pretty comfortable with what to expect out there. Big thanks to Kegel for providing the pattern as well as the lane maintenance this week. Kegel, an official gold industry partner of USBC, along with Storm, Columbia 300, and Hammer. You can see their logos on the masking unit above 17 and 18. So big thanks to them for their continued support. With three game total pinfall matches, it definitely gives you some time to kind of feel out the match and get yourself going. At the same time, you don't want to fall behind too far and all of a sudden have a big number to run down. So that's always an interesting aspect of these formats. So sometimes some pairs just play tougher than others, and sometimes you have matches that that are out of control with the scoring pace. So that's one of the exciting parts, getting to see how it plays out. As these competitors will attack the lanes in different fashion. And of course, our next round will be on the burn, so depending on what's in front of you. See how Robin bounces back after the 7-10. No doubt about that one. Few early opens for Romeo. It's going to give Shelly Nell the opportunity to take a slight lead. She's able to double here in the 6th. Our other feature match, pretty much even. Barbara Batt has found a double, but has an open. Robin Flynn clean through 5. Nice shot by Robin. Joining us all the way from Australia. We had a pretty nice international representation this week. Handful of folks from Australia, a few from Mexico. Canada represented as well. Barbara Batt returns the favor. 1-pin match early on 19 and 20. It's a great shot from Shelly, making it 3 in a row. She'll grab the early advantage here. Some other matches going on in our general vicinity. We mentioned Tish Johnson, our top qualifier, taking on Melanie McAllister. That's over on 15 and 16. Yolanda Garrett and Terry Ward over on 13 and 14. Then a pair of past champions facing off in the opening round. Char Hamill, the 2010 champion, taking on two-time winner Lucy Sandlin. That's over on 11 and 12. Penny Fetterman and Sandra Schultz facing off on 21 and 22. And over on 23 and 24, Paula Vidal and Michelle Silver. Vidal, the 2011 champion. That shot left off of Shelly's hand. Not going to touch the head pin there. Gonna give away a little bit in count, but still got a makeable spare up there. Top qualifier Tish Johnson rolling in the early going. She can still get to 247 to kick things off. She just has the 10th frame left. Melanie McAllister can strike out in the 9th and 10th to get to 206. Open in the 9th from Shelly Nell gives Robin Romeo the chance to pretty much even things up here, or can even go ahead and take the Game 1 advantage. Still strike out to get to 204. Best Nell can do 197. Back-to-back mixers on lane 18 for Romeo. Able to get the 4-pin out, so 184, the most Romeo can get to. 197 still out there for Shelly Nell, so she'll have the opportunity to take the upper hand going into the final two. But definitely a lot of bowling left to be done here. Nice shot by Robin Flynn to kick things off. She can get to 205 still. Over on 15 and 16, Tish is going to find herself a 50 plus against Melanie McAllister. .221 to 162, the official tally. So Mark with decent count will give Barbara Bett an early advantage against Robin Flynn. She'll start to pick up the 6-10 to get there. Once again, total pinfall determining who advances out of these 3-game matches, so every pin important. Shelly Nell will hold a 3-pin advantage against 2-time defending champion Robin Romeo, heading into game 2. Two-pin advantage for Barbara Bett, 193 to 191. Game 1 over Robin Flynn. So 2 pretty close matches here in the opening round of match play. The 2016 USBC Senior Queens. Taking the early advantage. Back-to-back opens for Shelly Nell. She's going to bring a different ball up to the ball return and possibly attempt to find a different look here. Moving on in the match, not liking the reaction she was seeing. Question for the Lucy Sandlin Shar Hamill match. Looks like Shar Hamill 201, Lucy Sandlin 183 from what I can see. Sandra Schultz is going to have a slight advantage over Penny Fetterman heading into game 2 over on 21 and 22. And Michelle Silver finding the right look early on. 254 to 185 over Paula Vidal. So those two pretty familiar with each other, both standouts out of California. So I'm sure they've faced off a few times in the past. Doing it again here at the Senior Queens. Fortunately, a few of the games a little bit too far out of our view behind behind lanes 17 through 20, and the Wasan-Witcher match unfortunately does fall into that category. They are either on 29 and 30 or 27-28, so a little out of view from right here. So we apologize about that. Definitely a good match up there. Can imagine that one coming down to the final few frames. Two very talented competitors. Four out of five to start for Robin Romeo. Taking advantage of two early opens after she found herself down by a few pins after one. Struggles here from Shelley. This match quickly turned around. A nice shot from Barbara. Looks like that might have been a switch there to something different. Like she went to something with a little more surface on it and moved a little further left. shot by Robin Flynn to bounce back, but 10 pin says nay, nay. All right, as we hit the halfway point here, the opening round of match play. Hello, Emil Williams Jr.
What's up? Excuse me, Mr. Smith. How are you?
Doing excellent. It's been an exciting day already, and
You're back.
I'm back, and now the fun begins. Pretty lucky here to start off. We got a lot of our top seeds right in front of us. So Tish Johnson, our top overall qualifier over on 15 and 16. That kind of just goes down the line. 2 seed Robin Romeo, 3 seed Barbara Batt, 4 Penny Fetterman, Paula Vidal, number 5. We have some pretty good matches going on here too, though.
Seeing a lot more strikes as well as you kind of do a scan across the center here. Not sure if this was answered, but in regards to Shar Hamill and Lucy Sandelin. Looks like it was 201 to 183 in favor of Shar Hamill after game 1. Looks like they're about midway through. Let's keep you updated as much as possible.
Robin Flynn just filling frames here, sticking around, trying to find the right look to get all 10 to cooperate. You just don't want to shoot yourself in the foot here, especially on makeable spares, and all of a sudden you need to strike. And when you need to strike, arm swing gets tight. You get everything just tightens up. It becomes tougher to make a quality shot.
Yeah, in the meantime, you're right. I mean, especially in match play in general, but in match play for sure. If you don't have a look and the opponent is not striking amidst consistency, staying in the match is the most important thing until, of course, the reaction comes to you in that regard.
The reaction certainly has come to Robin Romeo here in game 2. After 183 in the opener, she found herself down by 3 pins, but just quickly turned that around with 6 out of 7. Has taken control of this match. Make it 7 out of 8. And such an interesting part of the format too is, you know, generally you think of other tournaments when you have a 3-game match, it's usually first one to win 2. But here it's total pinfall, so it's an interesting scenario, thinking Shelley technically would have won the first game. She's having some struggles here in game 2, but she still has to get every pin versus having the ability to kind of fish around and see what else the lane might have to offer, or a different choice. So it's definitely about the total overall effort. So
You are constantly on the go in the total pinfall match play format. Adjustments become that much quicker. They have to be.
It's a good adjustment from Shelley there, taking advantage of the Brooklyn in the 8th frame, turning it into a double. She's just run into a buzzsaw known as the 2-time defending champ.
Well, you know, stranger things have happened in match play. And so in a situation where it is total pinfall, you just never really know.
Definitely a lot of good matches just in our general area. Looking around, we already talked about a little bit about the Michelle Silver, Paula Vidal match. Michelle is clean through 6, but Paula is the one striking now, working on 3 in a row. She just made it 4, and a little bit of emotion right there. See, that's when you know how to win this tournament. You know how important that first W out of the gates is, and finding yourself down nearly 70. Got to put the foot on the gas.
How about that? I like that emotion. But match play brings that out, though. So I'd imagine we will see a little more of that.
Paula was very animated at the World Bowling Senior Championships. It was getting to see her and Lucy take the doubles title, and then in the team performance as well. Just some pure emotion, knowing how important those moments were, and making the big shots when she needed them. So Romeo looking at nearly a 100 pin difference here. Getting to stay on the same pair and get used to what you're seeing. Tish Johnson, our top overall qualifier, is going to put a few more pins between her and Melanie McAllister. 223 after 221 in the opener for Tish.
Nice shot from Robin Flynn. This game is back and forth as well as this match. Just a 2-pin match going into game number 2. A quick update on the Lucy Sandel and Shar Hamill match. Shar is completing her 10th frame, fill shot. Sandlin shot 233 after her 183 start. She's at 416. Shara Hamill shot 225 in game 2, going along with her 201, 426. So just a 10-pin match. Anybody's game down there.
Barbara Batt is going to extend her lead going into the third and final game. Thus Robin Flynn can get to 188. Barbara already ahead of that pace. And take them when you can get them. Few pairs to our right. Michelle Silver finishes up with 209, but it's looking to be Paula Vidad's turn to get into the 250. She can still get to 259 Already delivered 1 strike in the 10th. So 2 40s at least. So she made up quite a bit of ground, but still a nice game for Michelle. 1 open in there, but delivered a late 3-bagger to keep herself in the lead. Nice 10th frame from Robin Flynn to match Barbara Bat there.
.463 to .432. Your 2-game total. Michelle Silver leading Paula Vidal, but again, it's the great second game for Paula. Get her back in the match.
Sandra Schultz is going to hold a bit of an advantage going into game 3 against Penny Fetterman. Penny had a great day today to ascend up the standings. .392 to .378 advantage Schultz over Fenneman. Certainly nothing decided here on 19 and 20 yet. 24 pins the difference advantage Barbara Bat. Shelly Nell needs to get on the strike train, and Big Four was not what she was hoping for. As we get the 7-pin reset here on 18, Tish Johnson. I think she can punch her ticket to the next round. Looking good out here. just doing what she's been doing all week, firing 220s. In the Sandlin-Hamill match, Sandlin has started off with a double, 9 spare in the third, looking at another 9 spare in the fourth. Hamill started with a strike and went 9 out before back-to-back spares, so that match quickly has turned around. The slight advantage now going to Lucy.
Nice job, nice try.
You know, if they're going to set it up, you better get the 7-pin out, right? Fortunately, the 4 didn't cooperate with it, but definitely a nice run there by Shelley. Down 60 plus heading into this match. Just gonna need to make a move.
Pauline, I'd love to give you an update on Michelle Carter, but she is on all the way on the end. We have to do what we can at some point to tell you the results. regards to Carol Jones as well, also on the high end. In fact, she is next to Michelle Carter. Barbara has used a couple balls now here on this left lane. She's thrown at least 3 on lane 19 throughout the course of this match.
Maybe she saw it being a problem lane from the get-go, and that's why she decided to start on 19, being the higher seed. But yeah, certainly another tricky aspect of this 3-game match is what you do if one lane just disappears on you, and you don't know the moves, you don't know the equipment, you just can't find anything to match up. Yeah, it's certainly not the time to be losing a lane either here in the middle of game 3. That is a big double from Robin Flynn. She make it 3 in a row. Found herself down 24 to start. It's going to have a chance. Kicks it all over at the 7. She has made up that deficit and has moved into the lead. Just waiting on final score on 15 and 16. Tish Johnson advancing. Against Melanie McAllister. So Melanie's road to the finals is going to be a little bit longer now. So she'll be back on the lanes at 5:30. Local time here in Las Vegas. For our first elimination bracket rounds. We'll have 2 of those tonight as well.
At JTAC, Melanie. Because I was distracted by Paula's excitement again.
She's throwing haymakers over there.
She is, and I'm going to get back to that point. Melanie McAllister had a great love from the chat room earlier for both Melanie and Tish. So, of course, it was just a waiting game at the end of qualifying. They had to move pairs, and she was, of course, near the cut line just one spot back, and so ended up making it, of course. And it was essentially what you want last game to make the cut. She did enough. The bad part of that was she had to face Tish Johnson in round 1, being the 32nd competitor. So the little of the good, little bit of the bad, but at this point she still has an opportunity to win, and she wouldn't have been able to say that obviously had she not made the top 32, and so that's what's most important.
6:48, 5:31, the official final tally. Paula Vidal and Michelle Silver essentially tied right now in game 3, not overall. So Paula's up in the 9th frame right now. She needs to keep on striking and make Michelle do the same. She delivers in the 9th, so she'll need to throw all 3 in the 10th and then hope for some help. Nice 233 finish. Great bounce back after an okay first game for Robin Romeo. Really went to town those last 2 finishes with 679. So she is going to advance. Flynn has found the look. She's looking to make it 4 in a row. Really apply some pressure. There it is. Looks like Paula Vidal's run in the winner's bracket might be in jeopardy already. She left the 2-4-10 to kick off the 10th. Only able to get 1. So she finishes the last game at 199. That'll give her 631. So for Michelle Silver, just needs to stay behind the foul line here. 5 in a row. Robin Flynn. Unofficially, it looks like Char Hamill is going to knock Lucy Sandlin into the elimination bracket. Hamill shoots 193. She had a 10-pin advantage. Sandlin, an open in the 9th frame, shoots 190. So Char Hamill going to advance. .679 to 538, the final total. Romeo against Nell. And looking at the Silver Vidal match, that's just one of those things where 2 good bowlers, some big scores. That 631 would have won a few matches out here. But you can't think about that. Just got to move on and survive and advance. Still never know here. 9th and 10th frame coming up for Robin Flynn, but a few marks puts her into the 230s. That would be enough if Barbara Bett struck out, got to 192. Sandra Schultz and Penny Fetterman going on 21 and 22. Schultz held a 14-pin advantage heading into the final game. She finds herself up 12 as they head into the 9th in game 3. Robin Flynn's not going to give Barbara Bett the opportunity here. What a bounce back. Flynn did not bowl bad by any stretch to start things off. 191 and 188 to kick things off, but all of a sudden finding a 260 look out of here. Pretty impressive. So that'll be enough already. Robin Flynn is going to advance. Make it to the next round of the bracket. She'll be up next. All right, 249. What a game by Robin Flynn representing Australia this week. Gets her to 628. So that will be enough for the W. Barbara Bett staying clean after the first frame miscue, but needs some strikes in there. Just a little bit too late here. 192 will get her to 595. So for Barbara, she'll have a longer road to the final now as well. For Robin, she's one win away from getting the rest of the day off. Well, she'll have the rest of the day off anyway, but Sandra Schultz is going to advance against Penny Fetterman. Just a matter of final score now. So a few, guess you could call them upsets if you'd like, just based off of seeding alone.
Sure, you mentioned it already, Aaron, but I just sit down, saw the stringer strikes as I was walking. Nice job by Robin Flynn.
Yeah, that was just mentioning she bowled well her first 2 games, but you know, looking at the scores, 191, 188, you didn't necessarily expect her to have a you know, a 270 look going into the 10th, and she ended up with 249. And I mean, she threw the ball great, just was labeling shot after shot. So that's the great part. You never know with these 3-game matches. So 628 and 594, the number as she advances, and looks like bowling just about done around the house here. Just the very low end has 1 match just wrapping up.
A couple matches down there. Winners on the high end, and I know we had some folks in the chat room asking about Michelle Carter. She defeated Mandy Wilson 559 to 532. Unfortunately, Carol Jones, someone asked about her, she was defeated by Sharon Aronson 610 to 538. Also down on the high end, Christy Witcher defeated Lisa Watson 603 to 570. Sharon Power snuck by Deb Lee 641 to 635, and it looks like Beth Owen Chipoleski defeated Jeanette Baker in the first portion of first round of matches as well. And Char Hamill defeated Lucy Sandlin 619 to 606. Battle of previous champions. What we talked about early on in the rounds. Based on the bracket, champions can meet, or excuse me, past champions can meet in first round matchup. And it's a good example of one there.
Certainly so. They're actually updating the board behind us as we speak. Getting all those next round of matches ready. They're scheduled to begin at 3 p.m. I'm not sure, since everybody's just about done, if they will speed up the process or not. Get them to their lanes a little bit sooner, but we'll have to play the waiting game.
Another good matchup, Char Hamill, Robin Romeo, upcoming.
So back-to-back matches against past champions for Char.
That one's going to be just off to the right of our featured pairs on 21 and 22.
Looks like we'll have, I think that top one on the left, looks like Tish Johnson and Terry Ward will be coming to 17 and 18.
Looks like we may just have one pair during the next round.
Thank you. Need anything?
All right, bowling fans, that concludes the first round of match play in the 2016 USBC Senior Queens. Scores are up on the big board. The next matches will begin at 3 p.m. Featuring the winners of the matches that were just played. Ladies, we'll call you to your lanes at approximately 2:45. We will begin practice at 2:50.
All right, you heard it there from Tournament Director Greg Moore. The next round will begin with practice at 2:50 local time here, which is about 25 minutes from now. 10 minutes of practice, and then right into the second round of the winner's bracket. So that's what we're looking at. So we're going to leave the cameras rolling for this round. So don't go too far. Once again, practice starts in about 25 minutes, 2:50 Pacific time. Round number 2 at 3. Bowling for score, and we'll adjust the cameras a little bit as well too in preparation for our featured match. Tish Johnson, the top overall seed, taking on Terry Ward. So a battle of folks from Colorado there. So I'll be coming up once again right about 25 minutes for practice. So on behalf of Emil Williams Jr., I'm Aaron Smith with the USBC Communications. We'll be right back here on Bowl TV. Don't go too far. We're keeping the cameras rolling here at the 2016 USBC Senior Queens. All right, bowling fans, we're back here at the 2016 USBC Senior Queens for the second round of winners bracket matches here at the Orleans Bowling Center in Las Vegas, Nevada. Our featured match on lanes 17 and 18. We have top seed Tish Johnson, the USBC and PWBA Hall of Famer, taking on Terry Ward. These are 3-game total pinfall matches, so as we saw already, anything can happen. Saw Robin Flynn of Australia make up a 20-pin deficit and then some. She fired a 249 in her final game against Barbara Batt to capture the win in the opening round and have the opportunity to continue on. We do have the buffer pairs in between each match now, so we're only going to have the focus on one match, but if one does happen to wrap up sooner, we have Sharon Aronson and Christy Witcher bowling on 13 and 14, along with a matchup between past champions Shar Hamill and Robin Romeo over on 21 and 22. So we'll keep you updated on those matches as well as we continue on here, but early going. There's no re-oil for this squad. This is all the leftovers from the opening round. But we will have a re-oil after this squad when we go to our opening 2 rounds of the elimination bracket. We'll also get you a rundown of all those first round matches. We talked about them a little bit during the break. Tish Johnson takes the win 648 to 531 over Melanie McAllister. Terry Ward defeated Yolanda Garrett 615 to 538. Sharon Aronson with a 610-530 win over Carol Jones. Christy Witcher 603, Lisa Wasson 570. Michelle Silver, we talked about this match quite a bit, 698 against Paula Vidad's 631 to advance. Karen Barkal 605 to 509 over Adriana Ortega. Lilia Johnson 625 to 528 over Karen Miller, and Sandra Schultz over Penny Fenneman 585 to 536. That's the left side of the bracket. Over on the right side, we saw Robin Flynn 628 to 594 over Barbara Batt. Julie Harrison, our opening round leader, 600 to 484 over Carol Teal. Roseanne Costanzo over Linda Kelly, 608 to 582. Beth Owen Chipolewski with a 608 to 584 win over Australia's Jeanette Baker. Sharon Powers edges by Canada's Deborah Lee, 641 to 635. Michelle Carter with a 559-532 win over Mandy Wilson. Shar Hamill 619 to 606 over Lucy Sandlin, and right here on Bowl TV we saw Robin Romeo with the 679-539 victory over Shelley Nell. Trip of the 6 for Tish Johnson in frame number 3 for the first double of the match. Tish led qualifying this week, averaging more than 220 to earn the distinction. She was leader after the second round as well, and as we've mentioned, a back-to-back-to-back runner-up here at the Senior Queens. So definitely motivated to get back into that stepladder final and hopefully capture that first tiara. It's definitely what's on her mind. Terry Ward has different ideas, mixing them up there. The Triple Crown shootout winner in 2015. One of those victories Terry recorded was against Tish on her way to the final. She also bested Robin Romeo before defeating Linda Kelly in the final match. So that's back-to-back-to-back Hall of Famers she recorded victories over to claim that win. Can't quite lean on the 10. So still looking for that first double. There's certainly a chance that Liz might be the lone left-hander, or Tish, excuse me, is the lone left-hander, at least on the winner's bracket side. So if she keeps winning, she's going to continue to not see traffic ahead of her. Miscue from Ward in the 5th. Over on 21 and 22, Robin Romeo, 3 out of 4 strikes to start Char Hamill. 2 opens in the first 5 frames. She has 72 in the 5th. Tish delivers a 4th consecutive strike. Christy Witcher off to a strong start, 4 out of 5 strikes against Sharon Aronson over on 13 and 14. 2 early opens for Aronson gives her 74 in frame number 5. The first sign of trouble for Tish, leaving the 2-4-7-10. She'll take the 3, her first open, but still ahead in the early going. Terry Ward still looking for that first double. Has to bounce back from the open frame in frame 5. Robin Flynn taking on Julie Harrison, so Battle of Australia taking place over on 25 and 26. Good showing for some of the international players this week. problem on the spare in the 6th. But Ward still finds herself down 26 to the Hall of Famer. We saw a few Hall of Famers as well as past champions fall in the opening round. Mentioned Linda Kelly will have a longer road to her first Senior Queens title, as well as two-time champion Lucy Sandelin, who got knocked out by Char Hamill. 2011 champ Paula Vidal also has to work her way through the elimination bracket. Great bounce back shot by Tish. We've grown to expect nothing less. See if she just made a bad shot on 17, or if an adjustment is coming. Some trouble for Robin Romeo. You can see that off to the far right of your screen after an open in frame number 7. Where she was at 132, now looking at the 4.67. As Tish kicks out the 7 late. Robin takes it to, she's at 141 now in frame number 8. Char Hamill working on a double after having that open in the 5th frame. She can take the early advantage with a few more strikes here. That round of applause for Char Hamill. Throwing some mean sticks around over there. 7-10 turned into just a 10, turned into a strike. It's a 2010 champ. Still mix them with the best of them. Made the right adjustment. Her ball is definitely reading the lane the right way now. 4 strikes in a row for Hamill. Putting our 2-time defending champ in early trouble here. Good shot by Terry Ward. 10-pin doesn't cooperate. So that may be why that great shot didn't kick out the 10. Missing a 9-pin there, so. Julie Harrison's going to take the advantage against Robin Flynn. The early going. She's at 204. The most Flynn can get to is 188. Don't blame the machine for sweeping that away. I wouldn't want to shoot at a 4-6 either. So we'll get that all set. Tournament director Greg Moore on hand. You got to be extremely tall to fit into this shot right here, so. Mr. Moore fits the bill. 201 for Robin Romeo. She throws the last 4. To get there after back-to-back opens in frames 7 and 8. Hamill misses the head pin to kick off the 10th. So despite that 4-bagger, she's going to find herself down now just based off of count. But she can convert and strike for 199, so just 2 pins difference. She's able to get there. Tish, she's rolling. Hamill unable to convert the 128, so she'll finish at 187. So exchanging 4-baggers, better timing for Romeo. She has the early 14-pin bonus in the match. 3-7 for Tish in frame number 10. But she's still going to be in decent position after 1 here. Takes the 1. We'll call it 220 even. It's going to be at least a 50-pin advantage heading into game 2. Question in the chat, do you win with total pins in this format as well? And it'll be that way the rest of the way out until we get to the stepladder finals when it changes to just 1-game matches. But yes, 3 games total pinfall determines who's done bowling for the day, essentially. Bowlers unable to win in this round. We'll have one more round today. They'll be later tonight, probably close to a 6:30, 7 o'clock start time. Probably closer to 7 here out in Las Vegas, so that's Pacific time. So please make the proper adjustment to your area. We certainly don't want you to miss out on any action here from the Senior Queens. We have wire-to-wire coverage of the 2016 event here on Bowl TV. I'm Aaron Smith alongside Emil Williams Jr. We appreciate everyone joining us here this week, as do all these awesome athletes as well. Past few years, the Queens and Senior Queens have kind of overlapped, so to have the opportunity to show the Senior Queens in its duration, pretty awesome. And always a great, not only a great field to watch here, but definitely just a great field to be around. Ladies are definitely fun. Always good to chat with, and someone else always good to chat with. Emil Williams Jr. Welcome back, sir.
Why, thank you. Appreciate that.
We're always smiling here, too. I've noticed that recently. Like just recently, always smiling here on Bowl TV, so.
Well, smiling's important.
Smiling is important. I agree 100% with you.
I will also say that see a great shot off camera there from Shar Hamill. Tish Johnson tends to like make faces and stuff at us. So that
she's just keeping an eye on us. She's similar to Terry Bigham, you know, tuning in and not mentioning it until we say something that comes to attention. So Tish definitely feeling good out there. The arm swings loose. Having fun. After this is, I mean, this is game number 10 of the day, if my quick math is correct. So already been a lot of bowling. We started at 8 a.m. and that was all competitors. Just had a slight break before this round started, and then about a 25-30 minute break before we started round 2 of the winner's bracket. So definitely got to keep that attitude in the positive, keep in the right direction. You know it's going to be a long day, but for Tish's case, she's hoping she can relax after this and start thinking about tomorrow. There's a good shot. Nice shot, Terry Ward. Finds herself down 61 pins coming into this game, but a few more shots like that. Definitely put a little more pressure on Tish. Christy Witcher with the 216 to 192 advantage after one over Sharon Aronson. Looks like 204, 188. Julie Harrison ahead of Robin Flynn. It's way down on 25 and 26. That was Robin Romeo throwing 4 pins around like it was nothing on the far right of your screen on 21. She had a 14-pin advantage going into game 2 against Char Hamill through 5. Romeo started with a double before open in the 3rd, spare in the 4th, and that strike in frame number 5. For Hamill, strike in the 1st, spare in the 2nd, strike in the 3rd, 9 open, so she has 68 in the 4th. No problem on the single pin for Tish. Off to another strong start. It's pretty much averaged 220 the entire week, it seems like. Had a big round number 2 of qualifying, which really helped push her away from the rest of the field. Robin Romeo certainly kept up, but those two were well ahead of everyone else in the field just as far as overall pinfall and average for those 15 games. Terry Ward has been around the pocket, just getting all 10 to take the topple. There's been another story, unfortunately. That's got to be pretty frustrating, especially after rough first game and finding yourself in a deficit. You're making good shots, but just need to start finding a double or two and gotta get that first one to get going.
Yeah, it doesn't help certainly when the top seed and the tournament continues to just come at you with everything she has. So for Terry, she's just got to, of course, continue to make shots, and the more you make shots, generally the pins start to fall. And of course, she'll more than likely need a little help from Tish, and I'm sure she's not ready to let up anytime soon as she puts another strike on the board in the 4th frame.
As we mentioned, Tish is back-to-back-to-back runner-up here at the event. So she certainly knows how to win these matches in this format, get to that step ladder. She's looking poised to make another run here in 2016. All 10 cooperate. Frame number 5. Good shot there, Terry. Still a seesaw battle over on 21 and 22 between Char Hamill and Robin Romeo. No one really finding a permanent groove so far, if you will. See a few strikes, and then we see a split or two, and some uncharacteristic open frames, and we're essentially pretty much all tied up through the halfway point.
Yeah, Char Hamill, I mean, for her just really to get past the first 2 rounds would be, we won't go so far as to say monumental, but pretty tough road. First 2 matches against 2 former champions, or excuse me, 1 current and 1 former champion. And Lucy Sandelin in her first match, and of course now Robin Romeo, the 2-time defending champion.
Not to mention 2 Hall of Famers as well, so she's keeping herself in good company, but that's tough company to get the edge over. Tish is really, really, really good.
He makes copies.
Making copies.
She
I like
makes
that.
copies.
I think you used that a few weeks ago, but
I
I
did.
continue to enjoy it every time.
That's a shout out to Jason Thomas. The first to use that. I'm not sure if he verbalized it, but he did post it on Facebook.
That's like verbalizing nowadays, so they're one and the same. Just another day at the office.
I mean, that's what it is. It's fun to watch, of course, when you see the strings of strikes, but if you put it in perspective across her entire career, what Tish has done, and most of the time they look like that, shots.
Absolutely, definitely a timeless form. Attacking the lanes from the left side, and 25 PWBA titles to show for it.
That was quality there from Terry. 2 great shots on the right lane. Last 2 frames on there.
I think she's still looking for her first double of this match, though, so it's just been unable to get it going. Once again, not making bad shots out here. She had 1 or 2 at that 4-6 late in game number 1, but just getting to the 1-3, just not knocking all 10 over.
Hey,
There you go. Cash it in.
take that, get a little smile.
Sometimes that's just all you need. You need to know the pins fall in that lane one way or the other. And stuff 8. Not too bad of a break though at this point. So still in fantastic shape. So we hit the home stretch of game 2. Char Hamill looking at the 2-7-8. picks it up in the 10th frame. She can still get to 179. However, Robin Romeo looks like she's going to extend her lead. Heading into the finale. The Robin Flynn, Julie Harrison match is going to be very close heading into game number 3. They're off further to our right on 25-26. Christy Witcher is going to extend her advantage over Sharon Aronson heading into the finale. So with the spare Tish, still has 247 out there. Takes care of business. Terry Ward can still get to 239 if she's able to throw together the last 4. But despite that score, that more than likely wouldn't give her the opportunity to cut much into that deficit. All you can do, though, make shots like that. Great shot. Set up the 10th. 3 in a row. (191 to 179) game 2. Robin Romeo and Shar Hamill. So that puts the totals at 392 to 366. So 26 pin advantage for Romeo heading into the finale. Terry Ward making the shots. 4 in a row.
And getting rewarded on the left lane. That was a great shot. Robin Romeo stuffed a 9-pin in the 10th frame, which was a break for Shar Hamill.
I have to agree, that was a really good shot, and she was working on 2 in a row, so that definitely could have built that up to 40 plus real quick like that. .395 to 343, Christy Witcher, the advantage over Sharon Aronson. Looks like Sharon Powers has a pretty sizable lead after 2 against Michelle Carter. That's way down on 9 and 10. That match looks like it's in the 440s to the 350s. Nice 228 bounce back game for Terry Ward. But unfortunately, she's not going to make any pins back. As Tish delivers the strike to kick things off in the 10th. So she's going to extend her lead. It was already 61 to start game 2. She can add another 19 onto that with 2 more strikes. See some comments in the chat concerning seeing pass scores for the event. If you go to bowl.com/Senior Queens, you can find all the information over there. Also, if you go to bowl.com, you can just click on the tournaments tab up at the top, scroll down to the senior category, and that'll pop open a few choices, and that's where you'll find Senior Queens. Click on 2016 results, and we actually have round-by-round scores, as well as standings. Through rounds 1, 2, and 3 of qualifying, along with the bracket for match play. We had the lane pairings up there as well. So 70 pin advantage, 457 to 387. Tish Johnson ahead of Terry Ward heading into game number 3. I'm Aaron Smith alongside Emil Williams Jr. at the 2016 USBC Senior Queens taking place at the Orleans Bowling Center in Las Vegas, Nevada. We're going to take a short break for oil after this. Then we'll be back on the lanes at 5:30 local time, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. For the first 2 elimination bracket rounds. So don't go too far away from Bowl TV after we're all said and done here. And of course, we will conclude on Thursday with the 5-player stepladder final. Which is scheduled to take place at approximately 9:30 p.m. Eastern, 6:30 local time here in Las Vegas. Early double for Tish. She's rolling in great position to advance to the next round and not bowl again till tomorrow morning.
Always nice to have a break like that.
Definitely a great chance to recharge the batteries and just get a good night's sleep and be ready to go. Otherwise, once again, if you lose this match, you're all of a sudden you're back on the lanes right around probably 7 o'clock or so tonight. And then all of a sudden back tomorrow morning also at 9 a.m. So over on 21 and 22, Robin Romeo held a 26 pin advantage. She's extended that so far in the early going. Spare, double, 9 spare for Robin for Shar. Open in the first, 9 spare, 9 spare, strike in the fourth. Her ball will be rolling down the lane in the fifth and a second on the far right of your screen. it's safe to say Tish is locked here.
Yeah.
Looking ahead to the bracket that's quite large and sizable right behind us. The winner of this match will take on the victor in the Christy Witcher-Sharon Aronson match, taking place on 13 and 14. 52 hit advantage heading into game 2. For Witcher, Aronson without clean early on, but no doubles. So she'll need to find a way to start striking here in the back half of the game. Looks like Sharon Powers still in good position to advance to the next round against Michelle Carter. Definitely too close to tell in the Robin Flynn and Julia Harrison match. Over on 25 and 26. Back-to-back mixed sevens for Terry Ward. That don't cooperate, fall over. So it's looking like Terry will have a little bit bigger of a challenge to make it back to the step ladder. Once again, the 2015 Triple Crown Shootout champion. She thrived in the step ladder, came from the furthest round out to record the win, defeating Hall of Famer Linda Kelly in the finals. Seven-pin slides across the deck as it topples over. Seen it so many times before. And 5 in a row to start game 3 for Tish. Question in the chat about Robin Flynn versus Julie Harrison. From my perspective, it looks like a 10-pin match with the advantage going to Flynn, 406 to 396. Once again, I pair a little bit further away, but it's the best I can see from here. So it looks like a 10-pin match, advantage Flynn. She's looking to stay clean through 7. Julie Harrison, an early open. Neither player has doubled yet in that match. Only 2 strikes total, 1 for each. Question for an update on the Sharon Powers Michelle Carter match. And Sharon Powers looking to be in full control. Had a pretty sizable lead heading into game 3. They're just about done, and she's going to advance to the next round. And the 4, 6, 7 in frame 8 might be the end of the road for Char Hamill's time in the winner's bracket. She's working on a strike in the 7th and needs some strikes and needs some help too, and that may be it. There's a little love tap for Terry. Leaning on the 10. And this is possibly the only thing that can stop Tish at this point.
Just off to the right while we wait. And Romeo. 4-bagger. Another year. Another couple rounds unscathed for two-time defending champion.
It's definitely the easiest way to get there. Just keep winning matches, and she's doing just that. So once again, she'll get a nice break here. Be back at 9 a.m. Big 4 in the 10th, but she'd already done enough work in frames 1 through 9. Just a matter of final score now. So Christy Witcher looks like she just needs to not foul here in the 10th frame, and she's going to advance. Just get a few pins. That'll be enough to lock out Sharon Aronson. She delivers a strike over there on 13, so Christy Witcher 2-0 on her way to a 9 a.m. tee time at the Orleans Bowling Center. Few miscues from Tish after the delay, but really no harm in the terms of the match. I think she would have liked to throw in a few more strikes for us on Bull TV, though.
Yeah, and I certainly would have enjoyed watching. Always a fan of great bowling.
So 6-12, 537, the final tally in the Romeo Hamill match. Christy Witcher gets to 603. Sharon Aronson still has 2 more shots to go. She can max out at 570. Nice cover of the washout. So it looks like we're going to have a matchup tomorrow morning. Robin Romeo versus Sharon Powers. Tish Johnson and Christy Witcher. Those are the matches we can definitely see in proximity here. Looks like Robin Flynn's going to move on as well. Definitely found some momentum after that big 249 against Barbara Batt to record the W. Gonna fast track a little bit here to wrap things up for our winners bracket round here on Bowl TV. Once again, we're going to take a short break after this to re-oil. Get ready for the elimination bracket starting at 5:30 local time here. That'll be at 8:30 Eastern, right here on Bowl TV. So Tish putting on an impressive performance here in round 2. Get to 700. Just keeps striking her way to the next round. 243. Top of her 457. That's 700 on the nose. So we'll have one final shot here from Terry Ward to get her final score, and then we're going to sign off here on Bowl TV. We got a few folks to talk to as far as their performance so far in the early going here. We'll have a full recap on bowl.com later this evening. Final total 700 to 580. Tish Johnson over Terry Ward in round number 2 of the winners bracket here at the 2016 USBC Senior Queens. That's going to wrap up this round here. So once again, we'll be back shortly, give or take about an hour and a half for our next block. So don't go too far. For Emil Williams Jr., I'm Aaron Smith, and we'll see you in a little bit here on Bull TV. Thanks again for stopping by.